All right, welcome to the first part. How does the brain work? We are going to discover how we process information, what the difference is between short-term, long-term, and working memory, and also what are some limitations of our working memory. Everything that we've learned is stored and coded as networks in our brain cells. When you see something new, it is sent via the eye to the visual center in the brain. We're starting on the left-hand side here, where you see the picture is of a flower, and you see that the flower is being received by the eye and being sent to the visual center of the brain. This is the blue spot that you see over there. Here, the information is processed and passed on to another area of the brain, namely to the base of the working memory. And here, the first information network is being created in your brain cells. So that is step 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the left-hand side. Well, of course, your brain immediately recognizes a flower. Your working memory is connected to the short and the long-term memory. And a very fast connection takes place here so that you can quickly recognize information. However, you will only recognize that this is a flower and not what the name is of this exact flower. Therefore, you need additional information. This information needs to be presented to you within 30 to 60 seconds, or otherwise the picture will be almost completely forgotten. The name of this flower is now being mentioned, chrysanthemum. It's a difficult word. This information enters through the hearing and will strengthen the network that has just been built. Now you know what a chrysanthemum looks like. However, this will be your first introduction to this particular flower. To make it your own, the information must be repeated regularly and consistently. But we will dive into that in a later small mini lecture about spaced repetition. We will first dive into this process a bit further. So what we see here is the process summarized. Input, which was the picture and the name, is being sent to the sensory memory. And then when we pay attention to something, it is sent to our working memory. We also see that what gets no attention is being lost. And in our working memory, there are a few crucial things taking place. It is crucial for planning, problem solving, learning, and self-regulation. However, it also has some limitations: low capacity, vulnerable to disruption, and vulnerable to overload. Later, more on that. Our working memory is connected to the long-term and short-term memory. And in the long-term memory, sustainable learning is taking place, learning over a longer period of time. Besides that, our long-term memory stores all the knowledge that we've gathered throughout the years about facts, procedures, and it relieves the working memory. Our short-term memory stores recent information and waits for extension. So that is somewhere in between the working memory and long-term memory. The interesting thing about this is that your brain works without you even noticing. So this process is taking place even though that you don't, even if you're not aware of it. So when we are studying, we need to start trusting on our brain and trusting that this process is taking place.